king-size helping of these guys, the superstars of grunt. Wow! The superstars of TV wrestling of an era gone. The good guys, the bad guys, the wise guys, and well, some who were just a little bit different. These are the greatest moments in World Championship Wrestling. Wow! Now for the first time out on video.
All the very best of the great game of cricket is now yours to enjoy over and over again on Australian Cricket Videos.
That's a big hit. It's going to clear the boundary. It's 6 runs.
Now you can buy those unforgettable history-making moments that make the game such a spectacular spectator sport.
Phil Simmons.
Australian Cricket Video will market a range of the best of the tests and the one-day games, plus there will be profiles on the great players, stories of spin bowlers, batsmen, and much, much more.
So that's it. He's got to hit a boundary. We go over the top. The men will go back inside the circle. They're right on the line. He'll probably pitch it in towards the leg stump and the full. It's there. That's full. That's victory for Australia. What an effort. What a strike.
If you love cricket, register your interest now by phoning the Australian Cricket Video hotline on 1800 035 665. And watch out for more exciting Australian cricket videos at a store near you.
Into the heartland of the enemy they strode. Fierce, relentless, courageous. They won matches.
Borower scored for the stall.
They won hearts. They won over a city. This was the year of the Melbourne Storm. This is their story in Storm Strikes, the newest, most exciting power in the National Rugby League. A debut season unlike any other. Storm Strikes tells the stories, relives the dramas, shares the joy.
It looks like the human tank has finally run out of gas. Oh, oh, brother. That should be it. That's all there is. There isn't any more. And you picked me up, and you hurt my neck, cut.
We got a casualty list. That's unreal.
This way, when you cut the blood supply to the brain, it's a little harder to get it flowing again.
All I can say is, wow.
G'day wrestling fans, this is the one you've been waiting for, the very best of World Championship Wrestling. I've ransacked the archives of Channel 9 and come up with 6 of the best bouts you'll ever see. In this little lot you'll meet the Golden Greek, Spiros Arion, the Human Orchid, Gorgeous George, Ox Baker, the Mighty Italian, Dominic DeNucci, and my favourite, Killer Karl Kox, just to name a few. We're going ringside to the voice of Channel 9 Wrestling, Jack Little. How's the throat, Jack?
We're speaking to you from Festival Hall in one of the greatest tag team matches we've ever seen in Australia. Mark Lewin pouring it on. He's knocked down Big Bad John. He comes up with an elbow smash, and Borower power is not so strong at the moment. There's a beauty right to the point of the chin, but he gets up again, and Mark Lewin drops him again. He drop kicks Bulldog Borower. He drop kicks him again. 21 stone 6 goes down, and now he is tied up, both arms entangled in the ropes, and every fan at Festival Hall are egging him on because they've used every dirty trick in the book. The human torpedo. He torpedoes his head right into the midsection. He knocks Big Bad John down. Here comes a human torpedo again, and he goes through, and he's hung himself in the ropes. And Bulldog Borower holding onto the ropes. In comes King Curtis. He's strangling in the ropes, and Eddie Swan trying to get Mark Lewin loose. Look at Big Bad John on the ropes, and Eddie Swan is telling the announcer at ringside, obviously, that Mark Lewin is unable to continue. The winner is Big Bad John and Mark Lewin, and that's the only decision the referee Eddie Swan could possibly render. I just hope that Mark Lewin hasn't injured his neck permanently. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic, the brutality of this man. With Mark Lewin there, he had his foot on him, and now they've cut King Curtis's head wide open. The blood is streaming down. 2 against 1. Eddie Swan is powerless to stop it, and Mark Lewin writhing on the canvas. His neck could be injured. That is steel cable wrapped in hard rubber. And the fans are chanting for somebody. They're chanting. Eddie Swan has had the shirt ripped off his back, doing everything in his power. Big Bad John throws him out of the way. He rolls out of the ring, and now putting the boots in. This could cause serious injury. But here comes Thunderbolt Patterson, attacking both the Big Bad John and Dick the Bulldog Borower, and is really pouring it on. Oh, a human Thunderbolt is turned loose in there. He has erupted, and every fan at Festival Hall, all 7,000 of them, are up and cheering the dynamic Thunderbolt Patterson. And with the blood streaming down the face of King Curtis, Mark Lewin is over there, prone on the canvas, and Eddie Swan is asking Thunderbolt to try and get Mark Lewin out of there. All I can say is, I know that all you wrestling fans agree with me when I say the hate that is building up against Dick the Bulldog Borower and Big Bad John doesn't make Thunderbolt Patterson and Mark Lewin and King Curtis stand alone, because the hate is overpowering in this stadium tonight at Festival Hall.
It's enough to make you puke. The good guys are just a little bit too good for my liking. Now, in the great tradition of World Championship Wrestling, we had a world title fight most other weeks. This time the belt is on the line. The Golden Greek Spiros Arion against the champion from Oklahoma in the US, Jack Briscoe.
And listen to the crowd at Festival Hall. Spiros Arion has just come up with the hardest elbow smash you've ever seen. There's another one. And the world's heavyweight champion, Jack Briscoe, is down. I wish you could have been here for every moment of this thrilling match. It's been Spiros Arion, the aggressor, from the opening bell. And the champion has been using defensive tactics. Scientific wrestling, move and counter move, hold and counter hold. And when the going got tough, it was Jack Briscoe with the first illegal blow. And when he dished it out, Spiros dished it out, 1 for 1 and a 1 to go on with. If this had been a fight, I'd have Arion ahead on points. But this is a wrestling match, 1 fall, a 1 hour time limit. And the world's heavyweight wrestling champion, Jack Briscoe from Oklahoma, getting up to his feet against the Golden Greek, Spiros Arion, right in Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia, for the NWA World's title. Into the ropes he goes, and Spiros drops down, and Briscoe hits the referee with a shoulder butt. There's the atomic drop. Down goes Briscoe. The referee is outside the ring. He's getting in now. 1, 2, and Briscoe superhuman effort, saved himself. Spiros almost won that title. He's been fighting for this title, not only for himself, but for every Greek and every Australian, every wrestling fan watching this film of this championship match. He's been fighting for you, the members of the People's Army. There it is, another one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the crowd goes wild, but I'm sorry. No. Jack Briscoe's foot was on the rope. The match must continue. The match must continue. The foot was on the rope. Spiros is still on the attack. He's the aggressor in this match. There's no doubt about it. He smashes Jack's head into the turnbuckle. Now he's got him again. And he throws his head into the turnbuckle now. He's on the prowl. He smells victory. Oh, the hardest elbow smash in wrestling. Right to the heart. There's a rolling cradle into the small package. But Spiros got that extra bit of energy and kick out of it. That would have defeated the normal man. Another elbow smash by the Golden Greek. Into the ropes he goes. He hits him with a shoulder back. This time Jack Briscoe's got him in the abdominal stretch. Spiros, the crowd are egging him on. This could be it. This could be it for the champion. He's really rocking on it. This is one of his pet holes. Earlier in the match, Spiros had a abdominal stretch on Briscoe, but he got to the ropes. Spiros will not give up. The fans are cheering. Spiros, Spiros, Spiros. Oh, man, listen to the crowd. Now Spiros picks him up. Oh, I wouldn't have believed it. He caught his foot on the top strand of the ropes, and both men are knocked down to the ring. Eddie Swan giving him the count. 9, 10, and that's it. The first time I have ever seen it in my life in 41 years as a commentator, a double knockout. The only possible decision, the referee's decision, is a draw. Lying prone on the canvas, the world's heavyweight wrestling champion, Golden Greek, Jack Briscoe, and up on his feet first, who, although he got a draw against the champion, certainly won a moral victory because he was ahead in the aggressor most of the match. The Golden Greek, Spiros Arion.
Spiros was one of the most popular wrestlers ever to grapple in this country. The Greeks loved him. Now a treat. If you reckon you're a wrestling buff, this takes us back more than 35 years to the birth of TV Wrestling Australia. The Human Orchid, Gorgeous George, against Andreas Lambrakis. Jack Little in charge of the event. Over to you, Jack.
We have an announcement to make to you, and that is that Gorgeous George's valet was unable to make the trip to Brisbane for this match. However, as is Gorgeous George's custom, he will not wrestle in any ring unless it is perfumed and disinfected. And so I am sure that he'll be coming in any moment now, and exactly how he's going to do this all by himself, I don't know. I have had the privilege of introducing Gorgeous George in wrestling rings all up and down the Pacific coast of America, and usually it is his valet who does the disinfecting and perfuming. But I would imagine any moment now our other opponent in our main event will be coming in with his necessary equipment to perfume and disinfect the ring. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the Human Orchid from Hollywood, California, Gorgeous George. I am not sure what he has in that squirt gun, but it is a special disinfectant bearing a strange resemblance, its odor, to a Chanel, a number 5, unless George has a new perfume that has been added. And here he comes, the Human Orchid, Gorgeous George. Andreas Lambrakis says, let's get away with the perfume. He says, get away, boy, you bother me. He's coming in the ring. He must disinfect the ring. Gorgeous George is disinfecting the ring with perfume and a squirt or two towards Lambrakis. Oh, Mr. Lambrakis. George had took a look at me at that time as if to say he is a very rude one. George is disinfecting the ring with the disinfectant, which is a strange resemblance, its odor, to Chanel No. 5. He is perfuming the hand. Yes, George?
That is not Chanel No. 5.
What is it, George?
That is No. 10. Why be half safe?
Why be half safe? Chanel No. 10, says the gorgeous one. And now Bob McMaster says, not too much in the ring, if you don't mind. We don't want any wetness except from the perspiration of your heaving bodies during this contest in this main event. In just a moment, Gorgeous George will let us know he's ready. It is properly disinfected, and so now, may we introduce the main event of the evening, 8-minute rounds. Coming into the ring at 224 pounds, one of the greatest wrestlers in the world today, former Greek and European champion, Andreas Lambrakis. His opponent, who has gone up against every great wrestler in the world, from Hollywood, California, at 215 pounds, we give you the one and only, the original, Gorgeous George. The referee for this contest from Montreal, Wallaby, Bob McMaster. And now back to Brian George.
Well, thank you very much, Jack. Yes, here at ringside, as Jack has introduced the contestants to you, you can see Wallaby Bob McMaster there having a few words to say to the Greek champion, or the ex-Greek champion, Andreas Lambrakis. One thing that struck me then was the fragrance of that particular perfume that Gorgeous George used, and one wonders whether it was Chanel No. 9. At the moment, referee Wallaby Bob McMaster saying a few things to Gorgeous George, asking him. Gorgeous George makes a comment to the crowd, who don't seem to disagree with his opinions there to Wallaby Bob McMaster. Actually, Wallaby is asking Gorgeous George, can he have a look at his body to inspect it for bandages? And now you see Gorgeous George spraying Wallaby Bob McMaster's hands with perfume before he'll let him touch him. Off comes the gown. Oh, but don't touch the hair. No, please, don't touch my golden locks.
Now, Brian, just a comment. Believe me, it looks so beautiful now, those blonde locks of Gorgeous George. They used to be much longer, but a beautician in a beauty parlor in America put some very bad stuff on his hair, and it has shrunk a bit. But by the time this bout is over, I'm sure it will look like an old cedar mount.
Just happening to notice the gown that Gorgeous George is wearing, one could call it gold brocade. I think that would be right, Jack, with a beautiful red velvet inner lining. With a marquisite brooch there, I believe, Gorgeous George wearing.
This is only one of his many gorgeous robes. He has 100 robes valued at $30,000. And we're waiting for the bell, and there it is for round one in this main event. From Hollywood, California, the human outfit, Gorgeous George and Andreas Lambrakis. And he says, I've got a real butch haircut, Ma. Well, when Gorgeous George is in the ring, anything can happen. But all kidding aside, with all this fanfare and all this hullabaloo, he's one of the toughest and roughest wrestlers in the world and has beat all the great wrestlers. There he comes in with a full front headlock. Bob McMaster is telling him to break. He hasn't having any of the breaking businesses yet. But between McMasters and Lambrakis, he broke it, and he's still seeing that his hair is perfectly in place. Lambrakis, former Greek and European champion, comes in, and over the ropes he goes. You can see that in your... McMaster tells him to break, and as he breaks, he gives George a chop at the Adam's apple. And McMaster, strangely enough, is warning Lombracus. They're sparring around. Not one effective hold as yet. And he mussed his hair, and he really can play. Oh, brother. Ha, 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 ha. George says that is not fair. He said he mussed my hair. He mussed my hair up, and he pulled it. And the crowd is booing. He says, let's wrestle, says McMaster. There we go in. He's stamping his foot, and he says, get out of the way. He says, don't gouge him in the eyes. Don't pull his hair. I'll have to disqualify you. Lombracus looks sort of like Pick's bad boy with a beard. There's a figure 4 wrist lock by Lombracus applied on Gorgeous George. Standing figure 4 wrist lock, as you can see. George is very powerful for 215 pounds. He says, I'll pull you up. But he hits the canvas, but he's rolling and the shoulders off the mat. Lombracus bulldogging that figure 4 wrist lock. Andreas Lombracus and the Human Orchid. He has his hand on his blonde locks, and he smacks him back to the canvas, still holding on to this figure 4 wrist lock. Figure 4 wrist lock. George is bridged up. There's a handful of hair that helped him get back to... He says, Gorgeous George, I got him done here, he says. Lombracus doesn't speak much English. He does say something. It's very funny. Now there's a chin lock applied by Lombracus. And the Orchid is getting a bit of wilting at the hands of the former Greek and European champion. And McMaster is trying to break the hold, telling Lombracus to break it. And he's warning him again because he said he choked me. Oh, brother. But he had a legitimate beef then, and McMaster is warning Lombracus that a stranglehold is still illegal in wrestling. Because I have had Gorgeous George in my lap before in Hollywood and in Portland, Oregon, and I don't want that big beefy frame landing in my lap again. And they're beginning to applaud and said, the audience beginning to applaud and say, let's go, let's have some action. And there he goes. And George comes in with a front headlock. There's a rabbit punch to the back of the neck. A full front headlock by George now. Full front headlock, a rabbit punch to the back of the neck. Full front headlock by Gorgeous George. Full front headlock. Broncos in the position. The full front headlock, but George works on the nerves in the neck, which is a form of judo. And there was a whap on the back of the neck, a rabbit punch on McMaster. He said, I thought I was hitting Lombracus. And he said it was Lombracus that hit me. It was Gorgeous George that did the hitting. And he blamed it on Lombracus. McMaster comes over and warns him. Well, here we go again. And the fans are clamoring for some action in this bout. And there is a rolling deal by Lombracus, a head scissors by George, a breakaway by Lombracus, and they're up to their feet. That's the fastest action we've seen in the bout so far. A side headlock by George, but he can't pull him over. George has got his leg locked under the rope, as you can see. And Lombracus went his way. He can't throw him over because he's a powerful man. Has that side headlock, but the leg is locked under the rope. The leg is wrapped. You can see that in your screen. See how that leg is preventing him from hitting the canvas. And as the bell rings, they break that side headlock, and that is the end of round 2. George moves very slowly, but I've seen him go up against a lot of big men, and when he does go in for a crucial hold, it seems like he gets it and gets it rapidly, and that's the end of his opponent. He looks like he's clowning around, sparring, and not moving very fast, but when he does go for a hold, he goes. There's a full front headlock, and he's working around the eyes a bit, a full front headlock, and obviously the fans at Festival Hall don't approve of the Human Orchid Gorgeous Good. McMaster is watching closely, telling him to break it up. McMaster says, don't get a strangle. working over the eyes from this front headlock position, and there is an Irish whip into the cross buckle, and he hits it hard. Here's another Irish whip, and into the cross buckle, and he hit right in the back of the neck. A brutal hole, as I told you, when George does move, he moves fast. And here we go, watch out, and there is a headbutt. George goes down, and 2, 2, 3. Wow, when these falls go, they go. There was a series of Irish whips into the cross buckle, the third Irish whip into the rope. Lambrakis came off the rope with a headbutt into the midsection of Gorgeous George, rolled right on over him and pinned his shoulders with a body press to win the equalizing fall. And it's a fall apiece as we go into round 5. Now, if either grappler gets a fall, it will be the deciding fall. Of course, if they wrestle out the distance, the full 8 rounds, it will be a draw. George is picking him up, and another whip into the cross buckle, and the back of the head hit the top cross buckle and hit it hard. Here comes another Irish whip, and into the ropes he goes this time. George got out of the way. McMasters got hit and got hit hard. McMasters is groggy, and he pushes him away. And McMasters gets knocked down by Lambrakis. Why, I have no idea. And he comes in and he's letting him go. This is a Donnybrook. Gorgeous George is an onlooker. Down goes Bob McMasters. There can only be one end to this wrestling match. The winner, Gorgeous George, with Andreas Lambrakis disqualified, ladies and gentlemen. That is the result. No referee anywhere in the world will stand for that kind of tactics. There is no referee anywhere in the world that will allow those kind of tactics, and there could be no other decision, as I told you before McMasters gave it, than to award the bout on a disqualification of Lambrakis to Gorgeous George. I wonder if you could turn around. I know you're weak in it for a minute, but before you awarded the bout on a disqualification, I told our viewers that there was no other decision. No referee anywhere in the world could give any other decision.
I'm sorry, Jack. I don't know too much that happened, but I know Lambrakis just went berserk, and if I hadn't done something to him, well, he would have just got absolutely out of hand, and I disqualified him. That was all, and awarded the match to Gorgeous George, who was at least trying to obey the rules. But Lambrakis just went berserk. I mean, he did it once before here, and there's only one remedy for those fellas, and that's to send them out.
The human orchid, Gorgeous George. I used to play football on blokes who pranced around like that, and I made mincemeat of them. Now, I won't speak ill of the dead, but in the 70s, the late, great Teddy Whitten hosted the wrestling for Channel 9. He was a great bloke, EJ, but one of the world's worst dressers. Ted spent about a month in the sun to get his tan right, but nothing will ever get this outfit right. We go to colour for the next tag team event. Yo, beauty!
Well, as promised to you wrestling fans, our tag team match to open the program. Introducing in the red corner from Missouri and America, Ox Baker, managed by J.J. Dillon. Also there is Brute Bernard in the red corner, and their opponents in the blue corner, Kevin Martin and Max Tambula. A 1-fall, 10-minute time limit contest. The bell to start the match, and Brute Bernard will be starting off with Kevin Martin. And what a show, or what a match I should say, to open the program today. Brute Bernard having a few words to say there to the television audience we have here on World Championship Wrestling today. There goes the Brute through his pre-match ritual. Look at this, will you? At centre ring, Kevin Martin awaits for the Brute to come forward. He does so, and a side headlock is taken, and immediately Martin puts the Brute into the ropes. But coming off the ropes, he hits him hard with the shoulder. Martin waits and body slams Brute Bernard and goes down to cover him, and the referee hits the canvas for 1 count. Martin's up again, side headlock. This, believe you me, as I said, wrestling fans, is going to be an exciting day on World Championship Wrestling with the matches we have in store for you. There's a drop kick there from Kevin Martin, who puts Bernard down to the canvas. Bernard up on his feet now, and a side headlock by Martin, who tags Tambula. Max Tambula from Samoa. What an exciting program coming up for you wrestling fans. Off the ropes comes Tambula, leapfrogs over Brute Bernard. Oh, a flying drop kick, put Bernard down, and Ox Baker, the heart puncher from Missouri, jumps inside the ring, met by a flying dropkick from Tambula. And of course, as everybody knows, that heart punch has been banned here in Australia by Mr. Tony Coloni and the National Wrestling Alliance of America. Ox Baker laughing his big head off there, looking straight at the camera, and slaps with a forearm to the head of Tambula. There's a shot of J.J. Dillon, the manager of both Ox Baker and Bernard, as a warning count is put on by the referee in Rob Phillips. You can see those big eyebrows of Ox Baker every time he jumps inside that ring. Those eyebrows, they seem to curl up when he gets very close to the action. There's a flying mare by Brute Bernard. Comes down with that big forearm, with that leather guard around the forearm. He tells everybody he has a bad right forearm, that's why he wears the leather guard, but by gee, it certainly helps him in some particular matches. As he tags Ox Baker once more. There's a double leg lift by Bernard, and Ox Baker, and Tambula goes to canvas very hard. Ox Baker, oh, a big leg lift to the stomach, laughing as he goes. Tambula goes underneath with the left and the right, and Ox Baker standing it out there. Will he double up, or Tambula's tagged Kevin Martin, and Kevin Martin comes in onto Baker now. Lefts and rights, and look at Martin go, will you? Ox Baker, he buries the big fingers into the throat of Martin and tags Bernard. Baker, he's big. He's 320 pounds and 6'3½". But Bernard now, oh, Martin goes over with a magnificent back buddy slam there by Brute Bernard. It was a backdrop. As he comes in now, takes hold of Kevin Martin by the hair and tags Baker. Baker jumps inside, oh, forearms by both Bernard and Baker. And Ox Baker screaming out to Martin, give up, give up. The referee puts a question here to Kevin Martin, but there's a negative from Kevin Martin. Ox Baker, he's a big, mean, powerful man. As I said before, that heart punch has been banned here in Australia. He killed the 2 men in the United States with that heart punch. And Mr. Tony Coloni and the NWA have declared it as a lethal weapon. Now Kevin Martin grabbing hold of that beard of Ox Baker as he kicks Martin to the chest. Comes in with the big fingers around the throat, around that nerve centre, and he has tagged Tambula. Tambula underneath onto Baker and chops one to the jaw, and another one, and a headbutt by Tambula. And Brute Bernard comes in to be met by another headbutt from Tambula, and another one to Baker. Baker goes over towards the blue corner, and Kevin Martin with lefts and rights, and there's the worried look of J.J. Dillon. Ox Baker slammed by Martin, 320 pound of it, as Tambula works overtime onto Brute Bernard. Now it's Martin and Tambula. They whip them both at centre ring. They collide, and Brute Bernard is tied up in the ropes, and Baker hits the canvas hard. There's the count of 2 from the referee, but Ox Baker has the strength as Kevin Martin works now onto Ox Baker. Over in the neutral corner, the referee is trying to untie Brute Bernard, but they throw the big ox into Brute Bernard. He ricochets off Bernard and hits the canvas. Tambula for the count of 2, but Brute Bernard came in from behind and punched to the back of Tambula. A tag by Ox Baker onto Brute Bernard now, as Tambula's a little groggy here. Is thrown into the whip by Brute Bernard and walks right into that high leg lift. And a tag to Ox Baker. There's a foot stomp by Ox Baker to the chest and the rib cage of Tambula. Tambula, a lot lighter. Oh, Ox Baker picks him up like a feather and slams him at centre ring and tags Brute Bernard. Jim Dillon on the outskirts of the ring, walking around, screaming instructions there to Brute Bernard. Swing him around, he said. And look at Dillon, will you? Have a look at Dillon. And there's the camel clutch. Camel clutch by Brute Bernard. Is the match over? The referee putting the question here, but Kevin Martin comes in and slams one to Brute Bernard. As the tag is taken here by Ox Baker. What an opening match on World Championship Wrestling. The hard punch. Is he going to throw that hard punch? The referee puts a warning on him. It is barred. And Dillon screaming out to Ox Baker. Throw it, said Dillon. Into the turnbuckle goes the head of Tambula. Ox Baker follows it up now. Moves over towards Brute Bernard, and the head of Tambula hits Bernard's knee hard, and the tag takes place. Now, Brute Bernard takes Tambula and punches him to the side of the face. Dillon moves around and gives instructions here to Bernard. and tags the big ox. Now the big ox jumps inside the ring. Oh, a kick to the stomach by the ox, but Tambula goes underneath, and another one underneath. Hits him hard upstairs, and another one on the left by Tambula downstairs, and the ox has had enough. He's tagged Brute Bernard, who comes in from behind. Holds there. Tambula, as Oxbaker kicked him into the chest. Bernard takes him by the hair, throws Tambula into the ropes. He comes off the ropes and runs into the big leg again. Another tag to Oxbaker. Baker comes off the middle strand with a big elbow over Tambula. With a win to Oxbaker, Brute Bernard over Kevin Martin and Max Tambula. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said it before, as our floor manager Ray Punja, or I should say Ray Warner, walks past our cameras, Oxbaker had that heart punch banned a week ago. He won that match coming off the second strand of ropes with a big flying elbow drop. Let's hear from Oxbaker right now.
All I can tell you, the reason that Brute Bernard and Oxbaker are winners, you see that right there in the ring, because we're organized. We're a well-organized, disciplined team by J.J. Dillon.
How about those headbutts? The old brute makes me look like an Olympic sprinter. There is no doubt that the great heartthrob of the 60s was an Italian from Venice. He was the heavyweight champion of the world. His name rolled off the tongue, Dominic DeNucci. And we've got him in action against a real fall guy, George Lackey. Lackey in name, Lackey in nature.
Well, here we go for our first bout tonight, and what a great bout it's going to be. This is a one-fall bout or a decision at the end of 20 minutes. Introducing first a great wrestler from Latvia at 16 stone 1. I give you George Lackey. And I am very proud to announce his opponent, who has retained and recovered his world's heavyweight title, the world's heavyweight champion at 17 stone 7, Dominic DeNucci. Your referee, Michael Hunt.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Hunt, who is Mr. Australia of 1965. Very few instructions, and Michael told Lackey to go to one corner. Michael is bringing the belt over to us, and we're ready for the bell. There's the bell, and we're ready for action. George Lackey and Dominic DeNucci. A rolling bill. Another rolling bill by Lackey. A side headlock by George Lackey. Lying there. This bout has started off with a lot of action. DeNucci on the canvas, bridges beautifully. Applying there, sends Lackey to the canvas. He picks him up, and his flying bill sends him across the ring. Dominic DeNucci, who defeated Ray Stevens for the world's heavyweight title, recognized by the International Wrestling Alliance, against the Latvian grappler, George Lackey. Dominic holding on to this arm bar right at the elbow. Lackey tried to use the ropes, but Dominic DeNucci bulldogged that hold, held it. Right, the pressure right at the elbow, the way Dominic is using it. A hip lock by Lackey, but again, DeNucci bulldogging the hold and holds it right into position. And the Latvian, against the greatest wrestler in the world, comes up with a head scissors on Dominic, and Dominic goes over and sits George up on the top strand of the rope, gives him a whack in the side of the face, and the fans applaud. Side headlock by DeNucci. Michael Hunt, the referee, is very little to do. A hip lock sent Lackey, and a beautiful
Figure 4 head scissors, but to no avail. A headlock, now a head scissors, and the action is fast and furious. A side headlock and a hip lock by DeNucci, and Lackey's on the canvas. We've seen a lot of action in a very few minutes in World Championship Wrestling. A chin lock provided a breakaway for Lackey. He's still using the chin lock and a half strangle. Michael Hunt tells him to break. He breaks. He's using the half strangle again, but Michael Hunt did not say it. He tells him to break. He breaks cleanly. Comes up again, gouging at the mouth of DeNucci. Michael Hunt tells him to break. A stomp by George Lackey. Another stomp to the back of the net. He's stomping DeNucci. A knee drop. Ooh, he's pouring it on. He's given it everything he's got against this great wrestler, Dominic DeNucci. There's a break. He comes in again. People must realize that they have to the count of 5 to break any illegal hold, but Dominic is being his own policeman, and he comes up now with a leg lock on George Lackey. He takes this from a front position, which is unusual. It takes an extremely powerful man to take a leg lock in this position, using the hand right under the bend of the knee and using the other hand at the ankle. That is a stomp by the flat of the foot, another stomp by the flat of the foot, which is legal. Dominic DeNucci covers Lackey on the canvas, but his shoulders are moving and are not pinned to the canvas. He didn't even get a 1 count on that particular one. There is a beautiful hip lock by DeNucci. It sends Lackey to the canvas. He's picking him up now. Has him again with an arm drag and a hip lock and pulls him to the canvas. Dominic DeNucci, you can see that picture, how he's got the arm locked, and also in the figure 4 position with the wrist. Lackey is absolutely helpless. He pulls it up into a full hammer lock now, and you can see the fingers begin to whiten on the hand of George Lackey. Dominic DeNucci, a powerful figure of a wrestler, and the Latvian certainly has his hands full against this great wrestler, but he's giving it everything he's got. Reaching for the ropes, Dominic DeNucci applying the pressure. He's almost to the ropes, and he pulls himself out, so he tells DeNucci to break, and DeNucci breaks cleanly. Interlocking finger grip. This is the old Indian finger wrestling, and DeNucci is a master at it, and comes up with a figure 4, a beautiful figure 4 arm lock. The pressure is right at the shoulder blade and under the elbow. Get him over the ropes. Michael Hunt tells him to break. On the break, Lackey comes in. He grabs a handful of hair, a side headlock, and he slams DeNucci into the crossbuckle. Comes in again. He comes over again, and DeNucci slams Lackey into the crossbuckle. Picks him up now with a whip wrist lock, slams him into the crossbuckle, and his superior strength's beginning to tell. DeNucci's getting stronger, and it looks like Lackey has shot his wad. He's tried everything he can against this great wrestler, but DeNucci is pouring it on. George Lackey still desperately trying to salvage victory from defeat, but DeNucci is getting more powerful as the match progresses. They're over the ropes. He's trying to use illegal tactics to no avail. They're into the crossbuckle, a side headlock. He tries for a side headlock. There is a flying heel, and there is a right to the jaw by Dominic DeNucci. Bombs away, knee lift, a right to the jaw. There is a beautiful arm drag and a hip lock, and Lackey has certainly taken a lot of punishment at the hands of this great Italian wrestler. A credit to the Italian people of Australia. Dominic DeNucci, formerly of Venice, Italy, and is one of the most popular wrestlers ever to come to Australia. Lackey comes up with a full hammerlock and is gouging at the mouth. Michael Hunt comes around. He tells him to break. He's a rabbit punch to the back of the neck. Still got the hammerlock up there. He pulls it up around the ropes. As you can see, a picture's worth 1,000 words. But that was a fatal mistake. DeNucci has had it. Comes up with a knee lift, and the Latvian hits the canvas and hits it hard. Come into the referee's hold, or arm and neck hold, as it's sometimes called. A bear hug by Lackey. Using the tights. A blow to the midsection. Using the tights, another blow to the midsection. Michael Hunt then says, open the hand when you hit him. Another blow to the midsection. Dominic DeNucci says, shall I use the fingers? And the crowd says yes. The referee says no, it's not necessary. Woo! That really hurt. Those bells will be ringing in George Lackey's ears for a bit of a time. Another blow to the midsection. And Dominic DeNucci is pouring it on. A stomp. It looks like the beginning of the end for the Latvian as Dominic DeNucci picks him up again. He slaps him at the side of the face. He comes up, he picks him up. There's a body slam. Lackey's getting up to his feet. A side headlock. Side headlock by Dominic into the ropes goes Lackey. He's waiting for him. He goes over his head. He jumps over his head again. Picks him up. There's the airplane spin. And that should be it. That's all there is. There isn't any more for George Lackey. 1, 2, 3. There you have it. The bell, ladies and gentlemen. And Dominic. It was a good match. Congratulations. And I would like to personally, on behalf of all of our wrestling fans, congratulate you on winning back the world's heavyweight title from Ray Stevens.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I want to try to keep it for a long time. I want to try to do the best I can. I promised the people one day I got my belt back, so this thing will happen. You never know, because Stevens and Kowalski is tough cookie to beat. But I was lucky, so I got my belt back.
Well, I would say it was a lot more than luck. I want to ask you one question. There were many people wondered why Ray Stevens didn't defend his title against you. Will you defend your title against all comers, Dom?
Yes, I do.
You will?
Anyone. I think I'm in good shape. I'm going to take anyone, any man, to offer me to wrestle for the title. I'm there.
Hey, Dominic, here I am. Jack, I was pumped up and waiting for you, baby. Did you see that face slapping? Give me a break. We've kept this one for last. It's got a twist in the tail. Killer Karl Kox, the spoiler against Mario Milano, Antonio Puglisi.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with a tag team match. 2 out of 3 falls with a 45-minute time limit. Introducing the first team from Texas, weighing in at 18 stone 11, Killer Karl Kox. And his partner at 20 stone 7, the spoiler number 1, the master of the Iron Claw, the manager, of course, Gary Hart. In the opposite corner, from Italy at 17 stone 3, Antonio Pugliese. And his partner, weighing in at 19 stone, Mario Milano. Two out of 3 falls, 45-minute time limit. We have other matches. As many will have as many as time will permit. And referee, we're ready, checking the wrestlers. We're ready to get underway. The manager, Playboy Gary Hart, wants to get a few things straightened out. Okay, we're ready to get going. There's the bell. And it's Mario Milano starting the action against Killer Karl Kox. Playboy Gary Hart is watching the action. Right now, it's Killer Karl Kox in there against Milano. Mario with a side headlock. Mario now with a front headlock on Killer Karl Kox. The tag is made. In comes the spoiler. The spoiler with a side headlock. This is a real big international tag team match. The team of Milano and Pugliese, a very popular and successful team. Back to the corner of tag, and in comes Antonio. He takes over on the spoiler, rolling front headlock, has him covered. Now Killer Karl enters the ring. Both Kox and the spoiler slugged Antonio. Now an elbow to the back of the head by Killer Karl Kox. A smash to the chest. Antonio comes back. Now Kox has him in the corner, but Antonio spins him around. A smash to the midsection. Playboy Gary Hart shouting something at the referee, complaining about Antonio Pugliese. Oh, a knee by Mario shakes up Killer Karl Kox. The spoiler in there now. A kick to the chest. Gary Hart has incurred the enmity of everyone in Australia who's seen him. Disgraceful conduct on his part, interrupting the show on many occasions. Right now he's watching the match very closely because the spoiler is in there. And he is the manager of the spoiler. The spoiler pulls the trunks of Antonio. He wants to get Antonio to the corner, and Antonio wants to get to the other corner to his partner, Mario Milano. Killer Karl Kox enters the ring after the tag with a club to the back of Antonio's head. Now it's a reverse chinlock by Killer Karl. Antonio, in difficulty, would like to tag his partner, Mario Milano, I'm sure, if he could get over there. The tag is made. In comes Milano. And look at him go to town. Oh, man. Now he punches the spoiler. He sends him into the corner. He goes after Killer Karl. Oh, boy. Mario really moving in there. Antonio has the spoiler. Mario has Killer Karl Kox. Now watch this. Oh, what a collision. Beautiful. Playboy Gary Hart giving some advice to the spoiler. Mario Killer Karl Kox. He rears back on that leg while the Killer trying to get out of it any way he can, but it's a very well-applied leg lock. Mario putting the pressure on the leg. Killer Karl Kox definitely in trouble. And now Antonio has the spoiler's leg. And both Mario and Antonio are doing real well here in this initial fall of the big international tag team match. And Gary Hart looking perturbed somewhat. Gary Hart claims that no tag was made. Of course, he's wrong. The manager, Playboy Gary Hart, arguing with one of our fans. The action continues. Pugliese hanging on to the leg of Killer Karl Kox. He's hanging on to that leg. Now he trips the spoiler, and Antonio hanging on to that leg. Now it's Mario with that reverse leg lock. Oh! Kox entered the ring and kicked him. The spoiler has the advantage. And Pugliese in there throwing punches. The spoiler putting the pressure on. Now has Milano in the corner, and he punishes him. Boy, this spoiler roughing up Milano very badly. There's the tag, and in comes Killer Karl Kox. He drops an elbow across the back of the head of Mario Milano. Into the ropes, an elbow to the throat. Pugliese broke that up. Boy, Antonio is arguing with the manager. There's an exchange of punches. Killer Karl Kox has Milano in the corner. They're on the ropes, and that'll mean an automatic break. Mario with a side headlock. It's a rugged tag team match. Milano and Pugliese, a great tag team, and certainly Kox and the Spoiler, very formidable, very rough. It's the first time they've been a team together. And it would seem that both of them are under the direction of Playboy Gary Hart. There's a big flying Beal. Oh, tackled by the Spoiler. A punch to the throat. The tag is made. In comes Killer Karl. Pugliese caught now by Karl, is slammed to the mat. Look at this Antonio Pugliese throwing punches at Karl Kox while Kox kicks. A kickoff by Pugliese, but Kox grabs and makes the tag. In comes the Spoiler. And Antonio makes the tag. Mario comes in. Into the ropes, a smash to the midsection. He floors Karl Kox. Mario shaking up both the Spoiler and Karl Kox. Oh, Killer Karl, I believe, he had an object in his hand. He struck Mario with it. Now the Spoiler takes over. There's a knee to the back. And the Spoiler is using the iron claw. But Mario comes in and saves Pugliese. And this is a... Oh, Antonio got away. There's the tag. In comes Milano. A punch by Mario. There's a kick to the midsection. And Milano shaking up the Spoiler. Killer Karl Kox enters the ring. A kick, another kick to the back. Oh, man. What a grueling tag team match this is. There, the Spoiler with that face claw, the iron claw on Mario Milano. Pugliese clubs the Spoiler to make him break that hold-up. Now Pugliese takes over on the Spoiler with kicks to the back. Again, the Spoiler chops Milano. Now he's choking him. Mario punches to break the hold. Another punch to the face. Watch this now. Oh, a beauty by Antonio Pugliese. The Spoiler has him up in the air. It's a big body slam. Rips him up again. Tags Killer Karl Kox. A slam. Now Kox has made the tag. And he's going to enter this ring. He does so with a club to the back of the head of Antonio. Knee to the midsection. And Antonio is taking a terrific beating here. There's a chop to the back of the head by the Spoiler. The tag is made. In comes Killer Karl Kox. He climbs to that top rope. Oh, boy. Look at this Antonio Pugliese. He took over on Killer Karl in a big way. 1, 2. things were looking very bad for the team of Pugliese and Milano. There's the bell for the second fall. Gary Hart was in the ring talking to his wrestlers. One fall is over. It has been won by Pugliese and Milano. They're way out in front. There's a little bit of delay here getting started in his next fall. Killer Karl Kox's back is still bothering him. And it's the spoiler. And he's in there against Mario Milano. The spoiler grabs his arm, punches Mario to the heart. Another smash to the midsection. And Mario comes back with elbow smashes and he breaks it up. Now the spoiler caught in the corner. Oh, a kick to the heart. And the spoiler jumps on Pugliese. Into the ropes, a vicious knee lift to the midsection. Now the team of Pugliese and Milano are out front. And Kox and the spoiler will be desperate to gain the fall to at least even the match up. The tag is made. In comes Killer Karl Kox, and he throws a smash to the midsection, a kick to the midsection, an elbow to the throat. And Pugliese definitely in trouble now. In comes the spoiler. Spoiler tearing away at the head of Pugliese. And Mario Milano refused to tag his partner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just don't know what to say. They've been a great team, and Pugliese is definitely in trouble. He went to tag Mario. Mario refused to make the tag. You probably heard Gary Hart shouting, "Don't tag him." I've never seen Mario act this way. Evidently some trouble between he and Antonio. Gary Hart exerting some sort of influence over Mario Milano. And if anyone needs some assistance right now, it's Antonio Pugliese, who's carrying on alone. There's a kick and exchange of punches. Antonio shakes him up with a punch. And now he punches Killer Karl Kox, sends him to the floor. Now look at this boy go to town. Antonio Pugliese drives his fist into the midsection of the spoiler. There's a headlock. He's thrown into the ropes. A beautiful tackle. And here's another tackle. He's hitting those ropes. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Mario Milano pulled that rope down. And Antonio Pugliese went right out over the rope. I don't know what's got into Mario Milano. Pugliese out on the floor. The referee's counting. Fans, I don't know what happened. Antonio went to hit that rope for a tackle, and Milano pulled the ropes down. Well, the second fall is over. The winner of the second fall, the team of Killer Karl Kox and the spoiler. The fall was lost by Pugliese. He was using tackles, and as he went to hit the ropes, Mario Milano pulled the ropes down. I don't know what's happened to Mario Milano. Antonio is hurt. Well, Now, wait a minute, just a minute. Now, look, this is something that's never happened before. I mean, you refused to make a tag, and then you took the rope down. And what about this third fall now?
What you mean refuse?
I mean, we're ready to go with...
Sam, why should I take a chance to wrestle those two and maybe get hurt my looks? Huh?
Just do
Why?
what I told you. Nothing.
You're forfeiting the match then.
Spin it. Spin it.
Put it right there, my boy. You go there.
Well, that makes the winners of the match Killer Karl Kox and the Spoiler.
Well, that's it. On this tape, if you want to see more, we've got volume 2 and 3 out right now. Until then, hit the rewind button and you can catch me all over again.